And it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali, shall get light from this Purana. Purport. Lord Krishna has his eternal dham or abode, where he eternally enjoys himself with his eternal associates and paraphernalia. And his eternal abode is a manifestation of his internal energy, whereas the material world is a manifestation of his external energy. When he descends to the material world, he displays himself with all paraphernalia in his internal potency, which is called Atma Maya. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that he descends by his own potency, Atma Maya. Fame, paraphernalia, abode are not therefore creation of matter. He descends to reclaim, to re-establish codes of religion which are directly enacted by him. Except for God, no one can establish the principles of religion. Either he or suitable person empowered by him can dictate the codes of religion. Real religion means to know God, our relationship with him and our duties in relation with him, and to know ultimately our destination after leaving this material world. The conditioned soul who are entrapped by the material energy hardly know all these principles of life. Most of them are like animals engaged in eating, sleeping, fearing and mating. They are mostly engaged in sense enjoyment under the pretension of religiosity, knowledge or salvation. They are still more blind in the present age of quarrel or Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, the population is just a royal addition of the animals. They have nothing to do with the spiritual knowledge or godly religious life. They are so blind that they cannot see anything beyond the jurisdiction of the subtle mind, intelligence or ego. But they are very much proud of their advancement in knowledge, science and material prosperity. They can risk their lives to become dog or hawk just after leaving the present body, for they have completely lost sight of the ultimate aim of life. The personality of God Sri Krishna appeared just before just a little prior to the beginning of Kali Yuga, and he returned to his eternal home practically at the commencement of Kali Yuga. While he was present, he exhibited everything by his different activities. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita specifically and eradicated all the pretentious principles of religiosity. And prior to his departure from this material world, he empowered Sri Vyasadeva through Narada to compel the message of Srimad Bhagavatam, and thus both the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam are like the torch bearers for the blind people of this age. In other words, if men in this age of Kali want to see the real light of life, they must take to these two books only, and their aim of life will be fulfilled. Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of the Bhagavatam, and the Srimad Bhagavatam is the summum bonum of life, Lord Sri Krishna personified. So we must therefore accept Srimad Bhagavatam as the direct representation of Lord Krishna. One who sees Srimad Bhagavatam can see also Lord Krishna in person. They are identical. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bodhare Srimade Bhakti Vikas Swami Nidhi Namane. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bodhare Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Pashati Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Svadamopagada Dharmanyana Adibhisaga Kalonashta Trishamesha Puranarkodu Nodidaga. One more time translation. This Bhagavata Purana is as brilliant as the sun, and it is arisen just after the departure of the Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Person who have lost their vision due to the dense circulation of the ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Hare Krishna. So when the sages of Naim Saranya, they ask a question to Sudha Goswami, particularly they ask about Krishna, that when Krishna left or he withdrew his final pastimes in this material world, and he went to his own abode, Svadama, his own abode, Goloka Vrindavana, Vaikuntha Loka, with jnana and religiosity, dharma. So then they ask the question that, so Krishna left with knowledge and dharma, that is more important, because without the real knowledge and following the real dharma, then people will be going again to this punarabi jananam, punarabi maranam, this circle. So then what is the hope for them? So how they will be escape or they get relief from this entanglement of this material life? So then Sukadeva Goswami, for that question he answered here. You can see that when Krishna left with Jnana and Dharma, then this Bhagavatam, Purana Arko Tunoti Daga. So it appears like a brilliant sun to eradicate all the ignorance or darkness of this Kali Yuga. So then people, they can take advantage of this brilliant Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. Then they can be easily get relief or escape from this materialistic way of life, ignorant life. Because when Krishna comes, he established the dharmic principles. Ida idagi dharmasya klanir bhavati bharata apyutyanam adharmasya tadatmanam suchamyakam. So when he comes here, he established the dharmic principle. Because from Bhagavatam we understand that dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranidam. So except Lord, others they cannot able to establish the real dharma. What is dharma? What is dharma means whatever Krishna says, that is the real dharma. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranidam. So whatever he given to us, that is the real dharmic principle. So that one should follow. And not only Krishna, by whoever empowered by Krishna, they can also establish the dharmic principle, like Srila Prabhupada and other pure devotees. So Krishna, he descended to this material world by his own internal potency, Sampavami Atma Mayaya. So that time he established the real dharmic principles. So what is our dharma? Real dharmic principle means dharma of the Sanatana dharma or eternal dharma of the living entities. So that also explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is the eternal dharma of the living entity? Jivere Surabhige Krishnere Nityadas. So as a living entity, our real dharma is to serve the Lord, Krishna Das. So this is our constitutional position. This is our eternal position. So when the living entities forget this dharma and they engage in the materialistic way of life or material sense gratification, so Krishna descended to this material world to teach them or to establish the this real dharmic principle of Krishna Das. We are all Krishna Das. So he descended to this material world and he established this principle. Look, as a conditioned living entities, so we are all engaged in materialistic activities. So we think this is the real. We think this is our real life. So to eradicate all our ignorance or doubts, so Krishna come, he personally shows us. So as a living entity, this is your eternal principle. You just serve me. You just surrender unto me. Sarvadharman parityajya mam egam saranam raja. So you have to surrender unto me. So this is your eternal dharma. This is the real Sanatana. Even though many people nowadays they are speaking about the Sanatana Dharma, but they don't know, they have no clue or no idea about Sanatana Dharma. They have something, they may have, but the real Sanatana Dharma is to serve the Lord, to serve the Supreme Lord. So for that we should understand who is the Lord. So this is what even in Brahma Sutra, Vyasadeva he says that the Adado Brahma Jiknasa. In the first sutra you can see the real life or the human form of, particularly in the human form of life. So the beginning of human life is one should inquire about Brahma Jiknasa. Jiknasa means inquiry, to ask questions. About whom? Brahma. Brahman means soul, Brahman means Supreme Lord, Brahman means this material nature. So one should ask the question, who we are, where we are coming from. So after death, where we are going. So who is the Lord? So these questions one should actually inquire. So this is a very important questions. Even though people, they have inclination about asking many questions. So every day to day life, they are asking so many questions. Like they ask about vegetable price, they ask about this political news, they ask about many things. But these are the not real inquiry, jignasa. The real jignasa, the real thing is one should ask first of all who we are. So am I this body, or am I different from this body? Really, who am I? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sanatana Goswami, he was asking this question, Ke ami? Who am I? Because I don't want to suffer, but still suffering is forced upon me. I don't want to get old age, but still the old age is forced upon us. We don't want to die, but still death is forced upon us. We don't want to become diseased, but still we are forced to get disease. Why? Why these sufferings? Why we have to suffer like this? Really, who am I? Because sometimes when we go to book distribution, people says that when we present these books, if I am interested, I will take. If I get some interest, I will purchase these books. I will take this book. But really, if they have and apply this little intelligence, but they are not interested to get old age, but still old age is forced upon them. They are not interested. Nobody interested to become old. And they are not interested to get diseased, but still disease is forced upon them. They cannot say, if I interest, I will become old. If I get interest, I will get disease. No, it's not interest. It's not in their hand actually. It's all forced upon them. So similarly, this knowledge, jnana, this is not their own interest. This is they should get this knowledge actually. If they don't get this knowledge, they will be ignorant only. So tamasoma jyotir kamaya, Veda says. So one should come to the light, not stay in darkness. Darkness means ignorance, because here ignorance compared to darkness. So when one is in darkness, they cannot able to get the real light. They could not able to understand who they are. They will be in suffering only. That's why here it also says nashta drisham. Nashta drisham means they completely lost. So Srila Prabhupada says, you see, at night we cannot able to see ourselves. When there is no electricity, it's very difficult to see everything as it is. But when the sun comes, when the light comes, we can see everything as it is. So similarly, when people they are in ignorance, they could not able to see what is our real dharma, who we are, who is the Supreme Lord. So what is our eternal constitutional position? So these things they don't know. So that's why we have to give them light, the real light we have to give them. So Prabhupada says in the purport also, this Bhagavad Gita and Srimad, these are the brilliant like sun. This is the real light. This is what one should get actually. So unless there is light, they cannot able to see anything in the night. Similarly, unless they have this knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, they cannot able to understand anything. It's very difficult for them. Then they will be have to suffer again and again and again in the birth, death, old age and disease. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshana darshanam. Only they will get dukkham, not sugam. So sometimes Prabhupada says, sometimes people may argue also that, okay, can you show me God? Prabhupada says, even through your naked eye, when there is no light, you cannot see yourself. Then how can you see the God? First of all, can you have a qualification to see the God? First, you must be qualified, then you can able to see the God. Because when there is no light that even cannot see yourself, then how you can see the God? So that's very difficult. So that's why Srila Prabhupada says there is a process to see the God. We have to purify our senses. Adashri Krishna Namadi Na Beved Khrakyam Indriye Sevan Mugegi Jikvado Swayam Eva Spuratadeka. So Krishna will reveal one who serves him. Adastri Krishna Namadi, Na Bebed Khirakim Indri. But in the material senses, through material senses, we cannot, very difficult for us to be able to see Krishna. Because Krishna is Sachidananda Vigraha, is completely spiritual. So how we can see, something spiritual through our material eyes? It's not possible. It's very difficult. So Sevan Mugegi, by serving devotees, by serving Supreme Lord, then our senses will become purified. So one can able to see Krishna through the purified senses, not these material contaminated senses. So then one can easily able to see. So we have to purify ourselves through this process of devotional service. So Srila Prabhupada says, yes, we have to rectify our faulty senses, eyes, hands, everything. Then you can understand Krishna. So this is the process. Kalo nashta trisham. So this is in this Kali Yuga, even though this is the age where full of faults, people will not able to follow the dharma. Manta sumanta madayor. Even though one try to take this devotional service, still sumanta. Mostly people will not be interested to engage in the devotional service, manta. Even though somebody, they try to come to this, follow the religion, still sumanta. They will go to some other, false guru or false things, or they will engage in devotional activities for their own sense gratification to get some material fruit. Sumanta. There will be, their progress is very, 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 very slow. Sumanta. Because this is age, Kali Yuga, Kalo Nashta Trisha Mesam. So, for such a kind of people, this Bhagavatam will give enlightenment. Even though one is Sumanta, there is a hope for them. Like Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami says, Jayadam Surado Bangor, Mama Manta Madir Gadi. So what is the hope for these people who are Manta? Jayadam Surado Mantar. Mama Manta Madir Gadi. So for them also there is Gadi. There is a way. What is the Gadi? Radha Madana Mohan. So if they engage in the service of Radha Madan Mohan, because in the service of Srimad Bhagavatam, then easily they can attain their goal actually. Because this Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. Prabhupada says in the purport also at the end, this is not different. So when one directly meet Krishna, so whatever benefit he will get when directly meet Krishna, same benefit he will get through Bhagavatam. Idam Nama Pranam Brahma Samhidam. This Purana, this Srimad Bhagavatam, this is literary incarnation of God. Because Krishna can present in any form. Like we are worshipping in Archa Vigraha. Archa Vigraha is like a stone. This is also one of the material energy. Krishna says, Kam Mano Buddhi Revacha. This material energy is my energy, but separated energy. But he can present himself through in any medium actually. So similarly, like this Archa Vigraha is like stone. So Krishna himself can show himself through this Archa Vigraha. Similarly, this Bhagavatam also literary incarnation or sound incarnation. Prabhupada says this sound is a representation of sky. Kam Mano Buddhi Revacha. This is also one of the material energy. So, because this sound comes from sky, so from that medium also Krishna can present. So Krishna is all powerful. So through his sound representation, Krishna presents himself to all the living entities through Bhagavatam, Sabda Brahma. So in that way, one can take advantage of these Puranas actually. Even though there are so many Puranas, still Chaitanya Maharaj says Purana Mamala. So this Bhagavatam is topmost Purana. One can get everything from this Bhagavata Purana. Then Chaitanya Maharaj says this, what is his religion? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Madamidam. So he says this Aratyo Bhagavan Edigar is to worship of Krishna and worship of his Dharma and the way the gopi is worshipped. So when he explained these things, he is like Purana Mambalam, Srimad Bhagavatam Purana Mambalam. So this is the topmost Purana. So like Krishna is Sasama Urtava. There is nobody equal to him, there is no above him. Similarly, this Bhagavatam also Asama Urtava. Srila Prabhupada many times says, you cannot compare. There is no comparison about this literature actually. Even in Sampurana it says, you have one verse of Bhagavatam and you can keep all other literatures in one side, you cannot equal to Bhagavatam actually. Because such a benefit one can get. Srila Prabhupada many times says, even if they read one word in Srimad, they will attain perfection. Because it's amazing, such a literature actually. It's amazing literature. So, Srila Prabhupada says, so if one study this Srimad Bhagavatam regularly according to the direction of Acharya, then he can become very, very easily become Krishna consciousness. Very easy. Durlabha Adurlabha Atma Bhakto. So even though it's very difficult to understand Krishna in one way, Adurlabha, but Durlabha is one can understand easily Krishna through this process actually. So Srila Prabhupada says, if one study carefully this Srimad Bhagavatam under the guidance of bona fide devotees, then he can become very easily become Krishna consciousness. This is already stated in Bhagavatam itself previously. Nasta prayesu apatreshu nityam Bhagavata sevaya bhagavat uttama sloge bhaktir bhavadi naishtagi. So if regularly, Prabhupada says, regularly one should hear Srimad Bhagavatam, then one can become Krishna consciousness. Because particularly when this rishis, sages in Naimisara, they ask about this departure of Krishna, then Sudha Goswami also very much appreciate them, because their question is very, very good for all the people, because he was appreciated all the sages, because you are asking about Krishna. That is very good. Because as soon as you speak about Krishna, both hearer and who are chanting the glories, both will get benefit. That's why Sudha Goswami also says, this is Loka Mangalam. This is the only auspicious thing for the whole world. Even though, Srila Prabhupada says in one of the lecture, even though this material pietistic activity, we say this is a punya, but still that is not real auspiciousness, because even in that there is a reaction. We got to come back again, we got to enjoy that punya. So you have to come back to this material world. Still that is not perfect. So the real auspiciousness is Loka Mangalam is to hear about Krishna. Srinvadam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Now people, they are doing so many things to get punya. They want to do some yakyas, or they go to temple and they do this adornment, this adornment. So many things they are doing. But simply by sitting in the house, by reading this Srimad Bhagavatam, they will get all the punya. That they cannot compare to any other punya also. Punya Shravana Kirtana. This is such an amazing literature. Because this is Purana Arga. This Bhagavatam is compared to Arga, sun. So brilliant like sun. So when sun comes, all the darkness will go away. All the darkness. Even in our Tamil PTG, you can see there is a slogan that wherever there is a sun, there is no darkness. So Krishna is like sun. So when Krishna present, then there will be no ignorance. No ignorance. Because all the people now in Kali Yuga, Kalo Nashta Trisha Mesa, they could not able to see, because they are all living in darkness. They are in darkness. So they should take advantage of this literature, the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why Srila Prabhupada many times he was, many lectures, he was pushing this book distribution, Sri Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so all his books. Because this will give the real enlightenment. People will get light from this literature actually. So then they can able to come out of the real suffering. Otherwise people are suffering. They are like animals. Ahar nitra bhaya maitunamcha. So they are living like animals. They don't know we are all suffering. They don't know that what kind of suffering we are undergo actually. Life after life. Not only this life. So that's why this in the evolutionary process we get this sixth sense in human form of life to understand these things. But people, even though they got sixth sense, still they are engaging in these five sense activities. Ahara nitra bhaya maitunam. For these activities, five senses are actually enough. That we can see from animal life also. They are also eating, sleeping, mating, defending. But they have this real sense, but they are not using actually. So if they misuse the human form of life, then how nature will give for them, next life, human life. They think, many people, they think, but I don't know where they get this idea, but the next 7 life become human life. Once you get human form of life, the next 7 life they become, but it's not like that. Because everything is decided by karmana daiva netra. It's not in our hand. So based on our activities, we are getting different body. It may be human body or animal body or trees or anything we may get. It depends on our activities. So if we not act, and at least in human platform, then how nature will give or this human body. This is very rare. It's very rare. It's not easy. Laktva sudurlabam idam bhagu sampavante. After many births, one attained this human form of life. Laktva sudurlabam. It's not easily attained. Because if we are in human form of life, because of our little mistake, so if we become birds, then from bird's life to come to human life, it will take, millions. 11 lakhs of, bird's life, then 30 lakh species of animals' life. Almost, you have to undergo 40 lakhs of species of life, then you will come to human form of life. So you have to wait for long time. That's why Shastra says, Uttishta, Jakrada, Varam Nibodhada. So please wake up, Jeev Jago. Chaitanya also says, please condition soul, please wake up, don't sleep, don't be in ignorance. Varam Nibodha. What kind of benediction you got? You got. Just to think, this is not easily you will attain this human form of life. Uttishta, Jakrada. Please be careful. Because any time we may lose this life. Be careful. So please utilize. Prabhupada says in many lectures also that at least Parikshit Maharaj, he gives 7 days of notice period. At least he will live 7 days. There is a guarantee for him. After 7 days only, he is going to leave the body. But we don't know. We don't have any guarantee that we are going to live 7 days or 7 minutes or 70 days. We don't know. Anytime we may leave this this body. Prabhupada says many times you can see people will walk and do many activities. Suddenly they will heart attack. Immediately they will die. In a moment they will lose their life. They will never imagine. You can see many times when people goes to office from house or goes to work. Sometimes many people they will not come back also. Due to some accident or some other, then they will die actually. But they never thought, okay, I am going to work, but I may not come back. I may die. But these things they never thought. When we explain also these things, but people they think, oh, you are speaking inauspicious things. No, it is not inauspicious things. This is the reality. This is the truth. You may come back. You may not come back also. So don't imagine. Don't think that I am going to live forever. You may die any moment. So, because at least Parikshit Maharaj has 7 days, the guarantee is there. But we don't have that much guarantee also. It means we have to read or hear Bhagavatam more seriously than Parikshit Maharaj. Because he has 7 days, but we don't have any time. So we have to more seriously, very seriously we have to read Bhagavatam and hear Bhagavatam. We have to take advantage of these books, because this is like sun. So all our ignorance will be gone, will go away just by these amazing literatures. So Srila Prabhupada says we got to present this literature to everyone. The people who are intelligent, they will definitely take advantage of this literature. So even though they may not take first time, if they touch the books, if they hear about the Srimad Bhagavatam, about Krishna, about Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then easily they will get Ajnana Sukriti. Prabhupada says when they get this Ajnana Sukriti 1, 2, 3, 4, when they get 100, then they easily become devotees, because this Ajnana Sukriti will help them to become devotees. That's why we are chanting, we are doing Nama Sankirtan, we are distributing Prasadam, we are distributing books, we are calling people. So because when they come in touch with Krishna, like sun, then all the ignorance will go away. Then easily they become devotees. Then easily they can serve the Lord eternally. Here they will take practice. Then they will go to Goloka. They will eternally serve the Lord. Then they can relieve from all the miseries forever. Hare Krishna. So is there any question or comments? Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.